Yo, 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 yo. This is Corey, aka B-Boy Tech, from Beat People. You need to be able to see that. Yeah, Beat People. Also, B-Boy Tech Report. And this little quick live broadcast is really about one simple little thing. Looking at this analog Rytm MK2, and as you know, I come from the boom bap perspective. So what I want to do here is talk about these pads and these buttons. So let's stop the music for a second. The pads, there's 12 of them. So while the pads are better than the MK1, for all my MPC homeboys and machine homeboys out there, I just want to say that these pads are an improvement over the MK1, but you shouldn't really expect MPC or machine type pads out of this. So they feel decent. I wish they had a little bit more grip because they're not really slick, but they don't exactly give you any grip. Not a lot of grip there, right? But the idea is there's 12 pads here. There's it's not a 16 pad configuration. It's 3 by 4, right? So it's an 8 voice sampler drum machine. And so some of the voices, some of the pads are kind of tethered together like choke groups. So that's one thing you know. 9 and 10 are choking each other. 11 and 12 are choking each other. 7 and 8 choking each other. 3 and 4 are choking each other. And what choke means is basically when you hit one pad, the other one cuts it off, like so, right? So the sensitivity on these, I wish they were adjustable, but they're not that I can find. It would be lovely if they eventually made them adjustable that way so that you can go into settings and adjust the sensitivity because you do have to kind of give them a good, you get used to how you can finger drum with them. But what I come to say is that these 16 buttons are the same buttons that's on, not the pads, but the buttons, are the same ones that are on the Digitac. They're rated for, I don't know what they said, something like 1 million button presses. They feel great. And I know some people will disagree or choose to, be purists and just be crazy about it. But these buttons kind of remind me of SP 1200 buttons, but updated for the new millennium, right? So my point in saying all of that is that if you can't get with the finger drumming programming from this perspective with the pads, you can always do it. Let's make a new program. You can always do it from the buttons because they're the same as the Digitac. And let's face it, we're using those on the Digitac, right? So here we can do the same thing. Let's turn on the metronome. And we're just going to do a quick 1 bar, right? Simple. You see what it's hitting. Same pads are lighting up where the sounds are. And then they're all labeled beneath the buttons. So the whole purpose of this video is to say sensitivity on the pads, not the greatest. Wish they could improve that. Hopefully they can with a software update. But you have the Digitag buttons down here that you can program with, like so. Not the greatest program, but just to demonstrate. Let's quantize that a bit. Go down to global. Let's add some swing. First let's turn off that metronome. Off. Simple. Hold down function, hit retrig with this metronome, turns it off. Long press. Go to swing. It's at 50%. Alright. So, simple video. My only quest here was to kind of explain to you that you can do everything you could do on these pads, almost everything on here, on the buttons. Unless, of course, you want to go into chromatic mode, you'll need to use the pads. Word. And that concludes this little short video. I just wanted to kind of get on and kind of compare, give my thoughts on the pads versus the buttons. And, you know, there's some versatility there. Well, there is, it's not as fancy or as sensitive, I should say, as if you're used to the MPCs of the machine. You still can get busy by getting used to the pads or just using the buttons. All right, peace.